It's good to see you. Welcome to Arts and Crafts with Miss Kyla. That's me. I'm an artist and teacher coming to you from Southern California, and I'm so excited to get to work with you through Encore. Just a few things before we get started. Before you start any new arts and crafts project, it's important to get organized. So we want to make sure our space is okay for us to work in. You might be on the floor, at a table or a counter, or outside. Wherever you are, it's probably a good idea to cover your workspace with a tablecloth or a big piece of paper. That'll make cleanup just that much easier. For this project, you might want to use scissors, glue, or other craft supplies around your space. Make sure whatever you're using, it's okay for you to use. And if you're not sure, ask an adult. You might also find you need help cutting or gluing something, and an adult isn't available to help you right now. You can always get creative and think of another way to do what you want with your project, or you can be patient and go back to that step later. I can't wait to get started on this week's project, so let's get going. This week, we're going to create crayon idea banks, which, just like a piggy bank, instead of putting money inside, you can collect your ideas to use on a rainy day. This week's craft is inspired by Abby Invents Unbreakable Crayons, which is the true story of a little girl who had a problem. Her crayons kept breaking, so she invented her own unbreakable crayons to solve the problem. So we can invent things too. We're going to create these idea banks where we can keep all of our best ideas, and maybe even some inspiration. For this craft, you'll need some colored paper, some scissors, a glue stick, and a pack of your favorite crayons. The first thing we're going to do is take one piece of our colored paper. You can use any color you like. I'm using red because it's one of my favorites. Then I'm going to lay this down landscape in front of me. So that means side to side. In the center of my paper, going long ways, I'm going to create my own crayon company and put our logo there to go on the side of our crayon. I'm going to loosely base mine on the Crayola crayons that you've probably seen a lot, but you can do any kind of crayon that you want, whether it's one that already exists or one that you make up yourself. I'm also going to add some fun designs, just because I can. Now with the body of my crayon designed, I'm going to roll this up so my design faces the outside, and that's how I'll create the main portion of my crayon. You can make your crayon as thick or as thin as you'd like. Just make sure it's big enough that you can fit your ideas inside. Then you can secure this with glue or tape. Try to make sure that your edges are nice and even, and do your best to squeeze it nice and tight and hold it for a few seconds until it dries. Now we're going to use this tube to make the bottom of our crayon. So take your tube in one hand and your extra paper in the other, then take the body of your crayon and set it straight up and down on that piece of paper. Then we're going to use a pencil or a crayon to trace around the bottom and trace out that bottom side. Don't worry if your bottom circle isn't exactly perfect. We're going to make it fit a little later. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut out my circle. But you're going to see I'm going to leave two small tabs to the edges. Watch me cut it out and then do it yourself. Alright, so I cut out this circle with these two small tabs on either side. The tabs are going to help the bottom stay inside of our crayon. Now I'm going to fold these little tabs up so that they'll stick to the outside of my crayon. Then I'm going to take the body of my crayon and flip it over so the end that I want to be the bottom is on top. And then I'm going to put my bottom on with my little tabs sticking to the outside so I can attach it to the body. Then you can use your glue to attach the tabs to the crayon. And that's how we're going to get our bottom to stay on our crayon. So now we're going to work on the top. So now take your other piece of paper and we're going to cut ourselves a thick strip going across the bottom edge. It should be about as wide as your thumb is long. So now we're going to take this strip and roll it into a cone to make the tip of our crayon. So lay it down in front of you long ways or portrait, and then from one corner we're going to start rolling our strip up until it turns into a cone. You might have to try this a couple of times to get your cone exactly right. And you might find you want to change the size or shape of your paper. Remember, you can always start a step over or try something different as you're making this craft. Once I've rolled up my cone, I'm going to secure it with a little bit of tape or glue. Then I'm going to trim off the extra end of my cone that'll stick out from my crayon. Now, while we're waiting for all of this to dry, why don't we listen to our story for today? Abby invents unbreakable crayons. I think my assistant Quill has got it under control. Quill?
Hi everyone, it's good to see you. My name's Quill. I'm Miss Kyla's assistant. And today, I'm going to be reading Abby Invents Unbreakable Crayons. This is a true story about a girl just about your age. She had a problem, and she found a way to solve it. This is Abby Invents Unbreakable Crayons by Dr. Arlen Simon. Class, meet inventor Maya Smart, said Miss Pilar. Abby gasped. She looks just like me. I built a robot that helps kids with their homework. I named it Tutor Me Bot, says inventor Maya. Did your robot work the first time? Asked Abby. No, laughed inventor Maya. It failed many times, but I never gave up. Class, please grab some crayons and color your Tutor Me Bots. Snap! Abby's crayon broke in two. One by one, all the other students' crayons broke too. Not again, she groaned. Miss Pilar, all the crayons broke again. Why do they always break? Asked Abby. Maybe crayons are too soft or kids color too hard, said Miss Pilar. Can you please buy crayons that do not break? Asked Abby. All crayons break, said Miss Pilar. What? All crayons break? There isn't one crayon in the whole wide world that doesn't break? Asked Abby. No, all crayons break, said Miss Pilar. Abby grumbled. After school, she marched to the library. She learned that crayons are made of wax and dye. Wax makes crayons hard. Dyes give crayons their color. Next, she learned how crayons are made. 1. Heat the wax until it melts. 2. Blend the wax with a dye. 3. Pour the mixture into a machine that has holes shaped like crayons. 4. Cool the mixture until it turns solid. And 5. The machine will pop out wax crayons. Finally, she learned why crayons break. Crayons break because they are not strong enough. They are thin and long, so if pressed too hard, they will break. Miss Pilar was right. Abby sketched her unbreakable crayons. They must be not too thin, not too thick, not too short, not too tall, not too soft, not too hard, and they must never, ever break. Miss Pilar helped Abby carry out tests in the school's lab. Safety first, warned Miss Pilar. Wear a lab coat and safety glasses, please. On the first try, all the crayons broke. Abby tried again. She added plenty of dye sometimes. She added a tiny drop of dye other times. She baked longer sometimes. She cooled faster other times. Still, the crayons kept breaking. "Grrr!" yelled Abby. "I give up! This is too hard!" "Oh, Abby, remember what inventor Maya told you," said Miss Pilar. "Your tests will fail many times, but you cannot quit. Can you think of everyday items that do not break?" Abby went to the playground. She watched kids play on the swings and monkey bars. She took out her notepad and wrote, "Things that do not break," at the playground. 1. Swing sets. 2. Monkey bars. 3. Slides. She ran to see Miss Pilar at the lab. What are swing seats made of? Hard plastic. What are monkey bars made of? Hard plastic. What are slides made of? Hard plastic. Perhaps the secret to unbreakable crayons was hard plastic, not wax. Abby and Miss Pilar grinned. I am a problem solver. I am an inventor. I solve problems big and small because I have great ideas, sang Abby. Abby tried again. She added plenty of dye sometimes. She added a tiny drop of dye other times. She baked longer sometimes. She cooled faster other times. After 2 long weeks, Abby created the perfect recipe. 1. Heat hard plastic until it melts. 2. Add colored dye and stir. 3. Pour mixture into a crayon mold with round holes. 4. Bake in oven for 1 hour. 5. Cool until mixture turns solid. 6. Out pops Unbreakable crayons! To test how hard her Unbreakable crayons were, Abby jumped on them. They didn't break. She bent them. They didn't break. Miss Pilar even drove the school bus over them. Still, they didn't break. Abby shared the Unbreakable crayons with her classmates. "Whoa, these are strong crayons," said one of the students. Thanks to Abby's invention, no one had to worry about broken crayons anymore. Abby wrote a letter to inventor Maya. Dear inventor Maya, thank you for speaking at Miss Pilar's class. I am now an inventor, just like you. I invented Unbreakable crayons. I am sending you a few to try. Happy coloring, Inventor Abby. The next year, Abby got a patent from the government. It is a certificate that says she was the first person in the entire country to create Unbreakable crayons. I cannot wait to invent again, smiled Abby. Inventing is so much fun. The end. I love that story, especially because it's true. And the author, Dr. Arlen Simon, is a real inventor too. Well, that's it for our story this week, kids. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Wow, I love that story. And it's even more amazing that it's actually true. I was so inspired, I came up with an idea for my idea bank already. I decided to create an invention that would deliver fresh blankets right from the dryer to my bed at bedtime. So now I'm gonna roll up this idea and put it in my idea bank for if I ever want to invent something and think I don't have any ideas. And now I've got my ideas all safe and sound for any time I think I've run out of inspiration. I hope you found this story and craft super inspiring so you can put lots of ideas in your idea bank. You can always use this for inventions, arts and crafts ideas, story ideas, or any other thoughts you want to hang on to. Remember, new ideas are all around us. We just have to take the time to notice. So stay curious, get creative, and I'll see you next time. Bye!